Respected faculty members and my dear batchmates, Assalamu alaikum. I am Farjana Akhtar Faiza, MPSM 6th batch. Today, my presentation topic is coastal marine pollution in Bangladesh, issues and challenges. Introduction. Coastal pollution of various environment is a consequence of pollution, population growth and industrialization. They are also being used for disposal of wastes from cities. Various types of wastes, if not properly treated, would cause serious pollution of the shallow seas, endangering marine life and spoiling recreational facilities. Different polluting agents like sewage, chemicals, industrial pollutants, etc., and their effects in the coastal seas are discussed with a historical background. So, what is coastal pollution? First, to describe coastal pollution, we need to know the pollution. The pollution in coastal water is bad in many areas. It is getting worse. Coastal pollution and its impacts have resulted in number of environmental issues, and coastal zones play an important role in socio-economic development, meantime they suffer increasing stress from human activities. And what is marine pollution? It is defined as the discharge of waste substances into the sea, resulting in harm to living resources, hazards to human health, hindrance to fishery, and impairment of quality for use of seawater. Marine pollution is associated with the changes in physical, chemical, and biological conditions of the seawater. Causes of coastal pollution. There are many causes for coastal pollution like population growth, urbanization, industrialization, globalization, industrial influence, sewage, the waste water, mining activities, marine dumping, pollution from shipping, and accidental oil leakages. In this figure, we can see the sources of pollution, different sources for which are related to marine and coastal pollution. Next, major pollutants in coastal environments. These are oil, sewage, garbage, pesticides, toxic chemicals, heavy metal, radioactive waste, thermal pollution, and nutrients. Major industries in Bangladesh responsible for coastal pollution. These are fertilizers, sugar, textiles, chemicals, mines and minerals, pulp and paper, leather, tanneries. And sewage. Sewage may be entering the sea by direct drainage from inland towns and industries. Tipping at sea from ships. Detrimental effects of sewage include eutrophication, deoxygenation, foul deposits, reduced salinity, infection, and toxic residues. Now, pesticides. Pesticides are organically active chemicals which are used for killing the pests. Pesticides may enter the oceans from the atmosphere after aerial spraying, from overland runoff of spray dryers, from intentional dumping in the sea. Pesticides affect food chain directly. These are more and more concentrated in fish, seagulls, seals, penguins, and marine planktons. PCBs have been found to have a serious effect on these aquatic animals' reproductive cycle, cause kidney damage, weight loss, and tumor formation. Now, plastic. The mass of plastic in the oceans may be as high as 100 million metric tons. Many animals that live on or in the sea consume flotasm by mistake, as it often looks similar to their neutral prey. Plastic debris, when bulky or tangled, is difficult to pass and may become permanently lost in the digestive tracts of these animals, blocking the passage of food and causing death through starvation or infection. Fishing nets entangle fish, dolphins, sea turtles, sharks, dugongs, crocodiles, seabirds, crabs, and other creatures, restricting movement, causing starvation and infection, and in those that need to return to the surface to breathe, and suffocation. Metallic wastes. Metallic chemical elements have a relatively high density and toxic or poisonous at low concentrations. Examples are mercury, lead, nickel, arsenic, cadmium, and so on. Metallic wastes can be enter the marine environment naturally from rivers or by direct discharges through the atmosphere also. These can enter the sea through oil spill also. The use of anti-fouling paint on the bottoms of boats has been implicated as a major source of heavy metals in waters. These toxic metals can accumulate in the tissues of many species of aquatic life. When we consume such fishes, it will affect our nervous system, kidneys, brains, respiratory system, or even it will lead us to death. Marine engineering, oil drilling, and shipbreaking. All changes in the marine environment caused by construction, deep hole drilling, shipbreaking in the coastal area, and many other human-related interventions cause acute changes in the habitat, various disturbances, and generate pollutants. All these factors contribute to the destruction of the natural elements and compromise the survival of marine species. Oil. Oil may enter the sea water by number of ways as follows. Cargo tanker washings at sea and international discharge of oily waste from tank washings and accidental spillages pollute the seawater severely. Bilge pumping at sea, import oil losses, tanker accidents and maritime accidents due to collision, fire, explosion, oil leakage from pipelines, the blowout of wells, disposal of drilling mud, accidental damages to offshore drilling rigs add to well pollution, water. Oily wastes from oil fields or refineries near the coast, oil spills mixed with urban sewage, silt, plastics, pesticides, and insidious toxic compounds are pervasive and complex the pollution problems in sea. Deep sea mining. Because of deep sea mining, the removing parts of the sea floor disturbs the habitat of benthic organisms. Plumes are caused when the tailings from mining are dumped back into the ocean, creating a cloud of particles floating in the water. Two types of plumes, near bottom plumes and surface plumes. Acidification and coral bleaching. Climate change has a profound impact on the oceans. The increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere cause changes in the pH of the oceans. This situation is particularly evident in tropical regions where marine ecosystems are extremely sensitive and rich in biodiversity, and where habitats are undergoing irreversible changes, most notably in coral reef areas. Issues of coastal marine pollution in Bangladesh. Although they cover over 70% of the surface of the planet, the oceans of the world are under serious threat. Around 8 million tons of garbage are dumped into the ocean every day, and 80% of marine pollution comes from land, which are come in the coastal area in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a riverian country, and maximum industry has built near with river. All industrial waste, plastic, oil spill come to river and then coastal area. These figures have an enormous impact and disastrous consequences on marine biodiversity. Control and challenges of marine pollution. Stabilization of the ecosystem, reutilization, recycling, renovation, and recharge of the waste, removal of the pollutants. To control the oil pollution, following methods are used. Skimming, by spreading a high-density powder over the oil patch, it can be sunk to the bottom. Biodegradation, burning using a suitable absorbing material. Heat can be removed from condenser cooling waters prior to their disposal into the marine water. Removal of phosphorus by electrolysis, adopting appropriate methods to remove heavy metals from the marine water. The impacts of deep sea mining can be minimized or reduced by using proper mining techniques. Creating awareness of marine pollution, local communities near sea must protect sea management by government. And last, incentives must be offered for conservation. Industrial units should be equipped with pollution control instruments. And now conclusions. the effects of contaminations on coastal ecosystems are very difficult to assess. In the estimation of possible effects, the actual concentrations are compared with the levels that can cause effects. Measurement of marine pollution using biological indicators provides information on the bioavailability of contaminants and the integration of the effects of multiple exposures and exposure over time. Marine resources like minerals, oil, and marine life and the seafood supplies meet a substantial food requirement of the world's population. If the marine life affected by the pollution and if they carry pollutants in its biomass, the human population may get the impact while consuming such resources. Hence, it is necessary to aware about the marine pollution and to protect the marine environment from the pollutants. So necessarily to prevent and control this pollution. And it's very important for us to save our oceans and the huge marine ecosystem. Thank you. Mm, mhm.